Okay, so we're back with Sister Carissa. Tell us what you're going to be showing us this evening.
Okay, this evening we are going to be making chana dip.
We're making a chana dip. So, just because I'm curious, why aren't we making hummus? What's the difference between the chana dip and the hummus that we would have made?
Well, with hummus, you have to use tahini or sesame seeds. Tahini is actually a kind of a paste or sauce made from sesame seeds, but we don't have any this evening, so we're going to make some chana dip.
So we're improvising. Aren't we good on our feet? So, tell us what we're going to be adding to the bowl first, to the food processor first.
We're going to be adding some chana peas, which are already cooked. If you don't have those, you can buy the chana peas in the package and boil them first. And you can use a food processor, or at home, I use a NutriBullet, or you can use a blender as well. Anything that will blend the ingredients to a smooth consistency.
Okay, awesome. So we're going to add these chickpeas. They're in a can, so they're soft. So we're adding these chickpeas. They're already soft. You don't have to boil them. If you're using the ones in the bag, you will boil those before adding them to the food processor. So what are we going to do next?
Well, we can add some olive oil and blend first, and then we can add some of the other ingredients.
Okay, how much olive oil are we going to add?
Well, it depends on the consistency you want. I'm going to start by adding maybe about 1/4 cup of olive oil, and if I need some more as I go on, I can add some more. I'll add a little water as well.
Okay. So she added about 1/4 cup, and we're going to add how much water?
Not that much, since I have a little bit from the can, so maybe let's say about a tablespoon or so. I don't.
So she's going to. So she's going to add a table. So we're going to add about a tablespoon of water, and then based on the consistency, she will add more later. So what consistency are we looking for?
Well, since we are doing a dip, we want it pretty smooth. If you want it, so this dip can be used with chips or anything, or like sliced carrots or celery. If anything you want for an appetizer, maybe at a small gathering. If you want it for a paste, it wouldn't be as smooth. You would like it a little thicker, so you would add less liquid to the mixture.
Okay, so we're making a dip. So dip and chips for your socials. You can process it so that it comes out smooth, so you can just dip your chips, your carrots, your broccoli, what have you, in that dip. Okay, so what are we adding now?
Well, we're going to add some sweet pepper. The sweet pepper I have is fairly small, so I'm going to add the whole sweet pepper. But if you have a larger sweet pepper, you can add half of the sweet pepper. And you can add about 3 paws of garlic. I usually use lemon juice, but that wasn't available, so we're going to use a little bit of lime juice. And that would be about a teaspoon of lime juice.
Okay, so she added a small sweet pepper, 3 pods of garlic already peeled, and we're adding about a teaspoon of lime juice. And you can interchange that with lemon juice, preferably.
Okay. So to this chana dip, you can do it according to how you want it to taste. Sometimes I add fresh basil to the mixture to give it a nice flavor, or you can also add dried rosemary or fresh rosemary, so you can get different flavors of the chana dip. So whatever you like, you can add. I usually add in a little bit of paprika and a little bit of turmeric, onion powder, and garlic powder as well. So we're going to do that now. And don't forget your salt, but you can do that to taste. So if you don't want too much salt, don't put too much salt in it.
Okay, so we're hearing a little bit. Are we seasoning to taste, or is there an amount of turmeric, paprika, and cayenne you recommend that we use?
Well, for the turmeric, you don't have to put in that much. So about half a teaspoon of turmeric would do. It would give it a yellow. Well, it's already a little off-white, but a further yellow color as well.
Okay, so half teaspoon of the turmeric, to give it that richer yellow color. And she's adding what looks like half teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt to the mixture in the food processor.
And half teaspoon of garlic powder. You could do a full teaspoon if you like. But we already have garlic in here already, so we don't want too much garlic powder. And the onion powder as well, but we don't have it here.
Okay, so you can add the onion powder, your garlic powder. We have fresh garlic, and we have the powdered garlic. So we're using half a teaspoon of the garlic powder. And she's adding the half teaspoon of turmeric as well. How much paprika? Okay, so we're adding half teaspoon of paprika.
And I know a lot of people don't like spicy food, but some prefer it. If you do, you can add a little, very little bit of cayenne pepper or black pepper.
So you can spice it up based on your preference, using either black pepper or your cayenne pepper.
Okay, we're ready to blend now. Okay, we can blend a little bit more to get it a little bit smoother.
Use the spatula and scrape it. So you're just blending until it becomes the texture that you want it to become. So is there anything else we need to add to this?
Not really, we are quite finished.
Okay, so we're quite finished. So she's going to plate it, then bring it back out so you can see the finished product. And we'll come back shortly with our final demonstrations.